Welcome to the FCICA Product Promotional Webinar Series. We are pleased to have Ryan Hill, Great Lakes Regional Manager for Protect All Flooring with us today. Welcome, Ryan.
Hello, everybody. Thank you for having me.
And I'll turn the session right over to you, Ryan.
All right, perfect. Well, welcome, everybody. Thanks again for taking some time out to learn a little bit about Protect All Flooring. Like Kelly said, my name is Ryan Hill. I work with Skoda Plastics, and we are the manufacturer of Protect All Flooring. What we thought we'd do today is kind of give you guys a nice brief introduction of who Skoda Plastics is, what Protect All is, how to use it, how it can be used, and a little bit about the team, what we can do for you. So we're going to dive right into this, and as Kelly said earlier, any questions are welcomed. And I look forward to answering everything that I can for you guys. Okay. So Skoda Plastics is an offshoot. We founded Skoda Plastics in 1996. We're just over 20 years old. We manufacture industrial strength vinyl, and then how you learn about the system, how it turns into a monolithic piece of flooring for industrial areas, tons of different application types. So we're going to go through that. It is commercial grade. It is commercial looking. It's very industrial. Protect All Flooring is not a LVT that's kind of really popular out in the field right now. So you'll learn about what exactly it is. It is a slip resistance flooring. We are certified by the National Flooring Safety Institute for over 20 years. We're really proud of that because of the slip resistance, the coefficient of friction of our product, how it works. Duralast Roofing is a JBR company. It was founded in 1967. The owner, John Burt, of that company, his idea was to produce a commercial roofing system, a waterproof type system. So that's how it started with a PVC manufacturing facility to make flat vinyl roofs. What he did then was buying trim pieces for the roofs that were getting installed, so he decided to start an extrusion company. Then he was buying screws and fasteners for the installation of his roofs. So then he decided to start a screw and fastener company. Things like that. He's a very innovative guy. Then he wanted to turn all these facilities into a zero landfill company and start that culture. So there's a strong green movement within our organization 30, 40 years ago. That's how we kind of got founded, were what we could do with the scraps of all the roofing material. So Protect All was then invented by taking all the scraps of the roofing material, regrinding them up, and then re-extruding it into different products, and out came Protect All Flooring. So it's a really neat story. It's a very green, earth-conscious story as well. We're really proud of that. Most manufacturers will say they have a recycled content. Protect All Flooring is actually the only truly recycled flooring, and I say that because we're not purchasing post-consumer or post-industrial recycled content from another vendor and putting it in our mixture or product. We actually create the PVC for Duralast. We make that product, regrind it, remake it into another product. So it's a full circle product, which is actually unique in the industry. So a little bit about what we do, or what Protect All the history is. Our organization, where Duralast, our sister company, and some of our other manufacturing facilities are quite big, or Skoda Plastics is a small facility. Our sales team is, as you can see on the slide, we've got Jerry Lee, who's the national sales manager. Regional managers like myself, we've got 5 of us that take care of the U.S., cut up into different regions. On our website, you'll be getting my information, but if you go to the website afterwards, if you look for someone in your region or in your area, it's very easy to access through our website. just go to the contact link and pick what region you're in, and it'll give you all the information you need. We have a business development team in-house, which makes us kind of unique as a partner and as a vendor or as a manufacturer in your case, where I've developed a team of 8 different people, and what they do all day is really go out and create the work, where they're calling on the general contractors, the end users, the architects, the facility managers, all the way down to builders, and positioning our product. So we're facilitating leads to our dealer network out in the U.S., which is also kind of unique with us. So we have a certified dealer network that in order to install our product with the Rapid Weld system that you're going to learn about, you come up to our facility. It's hosted every month, the first couple days of the month. It's a 2-day training class where the dealers become a certified factory-trained Protect All installer. When they do go through that process, then the business development team will then facilitate them leads on a daily basis of Protect All work that's out there. Protect All, you'll learn, is a very unique product. So 80% of these leads, these are not bid opportunities. These are actual projects. So it's something that we pride ourselves on offering our partners and our dealers out there in the U.S. Our tech team that hosts the monthly classes, we also do. These 2 guys travel around the country more than I do. They go to the distributors, they go to the dealers, they do factory training on site for the other remaining 3 weeks of each month. They go to site visits with the dealers to walk the project, to get hands-on, to help them install. Maybe it's the first Protect All job that they're doing. So they are really an asset to us and to our dealers out there, installation individuals. So this is kind of how we set it up. So there's a ton of support, and we really try to engage ourselves a little bit different than other manufacturers to be viewed more as a partner rather than just a manufacturer of a flooring product. A little bit about, we'll jump into the product. That's how the organization works. We are made in the USA. Our facilities, Duralast facilities in Saginaw, Michigan, that's where we make our roofing material. And then a little further north, up in a small town called Oscoda, is where we manufacture the Protect All flooring. And that's where our facilities are up there. Made from over 90% recycled material, as I kind of explained how that all works. It is PVC. It is a solid, non-porous vinyl product. So why that's important when you look at this and people think well, it's maybe a little bit like a rubber product. Rubber products are all porous. So just a small example, we'll dive into this later. If you walk into a locker room and it smells like a locker room, and usually it's because there's a rubber floor there. Rubber's a porous material, so any sweat or anything that gets into that floor is going to stay inside that floor. So with a solid PVC product, everything stays on top. So it's clean, there's no odor, and there's no smell. We produce our material in 5x8 sheets, so bigger than the standard 4x8, and then 5x5 squares. We also do a 2x2 and a interlocking tile, which you'll see that in a little bit. Comes in a 1/4 of an inch thick and an 1/8 of an inch thick. The 1/4 of an inch thick is 80% of our business. That's what's used for high traffic industrial areas. The 1/8 inch thick product is for really light traffic. It's not a welded product. Most of our clients are in the food service industry, where because of the lighter product, they will put it up on the walls as like a wainscot, let's say in a commercial kitchen, or down a hallway that gets cart traffic, things like that. The 1/8 inch product is also used a lot of times on roofs in between AC units as wall pads, so it protects the roof and things like that. We do have several color options. There are standard colors, and then we have the ability to do custom colors at a 3,000 square foot run. So we can make almost about any color that's in the rainbow, but there's a minimum. Once our extruders get going, we're going to produce about 3,200 square feet at a run. So that's where our cutoff is to do customs. There are two finishes. There's a matte finish and a gloss finish. The gloss finish, mainly where we see that is applications where sports floors, basketball courts, things where it really comes down to the cleaning regimen of the end user. If it's just a mop and a bucket kind of cleaning, that's really what they do. The gloss finish obviously will be easier to clean than the matte finish. The matte finish has a better slip resistance than the gloss, obviously. What's unique about our product, as you can see there, is our slip resistance is 88 dry and 92 wet. So when the floor gets wet, it actually gets safer, which you're not going to find another product that can actually state that. It's very unique to us, and it's because of the matte finish and the texture on the top. Which makes it an ideal product for commercial kitchens, for aquatic centers, pool decks, things like that you typically see either a Quarry Tile or maybe an epoxy floor or something like that. What you're getting here is a safer floor and a softer floor. So we're going to learn a little bit about that. Those are kind of a couple just pinpoints on some facts about this product. We're going to go into a whole bunch more, so we'll get there. Innovative approach. Why is this an innovative flooring solution? Sustainable manufacturing with our company and the environmental aspects of this product. Very unique to Protect All and Duralast, being, as I explained, how we create this product, where the materials are coming from, which is us, and recycling them. Also because it is a solid vinyl, the lifespan of our floors, I like to tell people it is a forever floor. We have a 10-year manufacturer's warranty on the product alone. The quarter-inch thick product, it is almost bulletproof. Once it's down, it's pretty much down forever. But you also have the opportunity, because of the nature of the product, we can pull it up, regrind it, and make it into another product. The rapid weld process and the rapid weld technology is something that we developed in-house about 5 years ago, patented it, and it is exclusive to us. There are other manufacturers out there that have similar or have tried to create similar types of systems, but the rapid weld is the first of its kind. This product historically was a heat welded product. As most of you people that are joining us today know, in the flooring industry, a heat weld is only as good as the mechanic that put the heat weld down. Heat welding is an art. I truly think it is. Done correctly, it's a perfect bond. Any sort of air pockets or bubbles or speed when doing that can result in failure down the road. And that's what we saw out in the marketplace. So by developing the rapid weld system, we took that failure of welds out of the equation for the end user. So what it creates is a complete watertight monolithic floor that will not fail. Our weld strength is actually stronger than the vinyl itself. With a pull, I think it was around 1,700 pounds. The vinyl rips before the weld does. So that's something that's exclusive to us. With the rapid weld as well, why I put in there the downtime on projects, it is extremely quick, about 4 times faster than a heat weld method. So you're getting a stronger bond, you're saving time on the labor, which is more profitability for the dealers out there. So the lead times on our product, this is something else that our production team prides himself on up in Michigan. We usually turn around product under 1,000 square feet within 3 days. It's out the door. 10-day lead time is our max. So it's extremely fast. We are producing it as quickly as we can and getting it out to where it needs to go, whether it's a drop ship that we do or to distributors. So the lead times are important with the amount of construction that's out there right now. The gloss product is the only time that we will have that lead time discussion where we gloss all orders 1 day a month. It's the first Tuesday of each month. So should an order come in the first, day 5 in April, it actually won't be out the door until May. So that's the only time that there's a concern on lead times. And then the last thing, our material defect return rate is 0.02. So we truly make a superior product with almost zero returns on any purchases out there in the field. So we're really proud on that. That's due to our production, our quality control center, and then the way that we ship our product, the packaging. So it gets to you, it's always right, and it's safe. That's really important because we know when you're on a job site and the product shows up, which is the flooring, and we all know where the last guy's in and the first guys get yelled at. It's important that when our product does show up, it is right. So there's no time wasted. The applications for this is the next couple slides. Initially, this product was made for commercial kitchens. That was the intent. We knew we had a product that is better than Quarry Tile. We knew it's going to last longer. So that's what the whole idea behind the Protect-All flooring was. And for years and years, that's the only places where it went. Well, through that, the application list got bigger and bigger, and the product started to thrive in a whole bunch of different areas that now are about just as much business as our commercial kitchen business. The assisted living, we do that a lot in back of house just because of the safety aspect of the floor. In the commercial kitchen business, like assisted living, grocery stores, the bakers and things like that, there's a couple aspects that make this a strong argument or make this a better solution. Not only is the safety of the floor, the life safety aspects with employees, chefs standing on a floor all day long, it's much nicer of a floor to stand on rather than the Quarry Tile floors. And then the feedback we get all the time is, well, we have those black mats that we buy. So there's an extra cost. Then they get greasy and full of grease and rarely ever get cleaned. So it takes all that out of the equation. Coolers, vaults, and freezers, Protect-All won't freeze, so it makes it a really good product to go in there. Most coolers, sometime a cooler might fail. Then you've got defrosting meats and things like that and blood on the floor. Being a non-porous floor, that bacteria is not going to get into the floor. So it makes it very good for those situations. We do a ton of brewery work all over the country. As you all probably know, if any of you are beer drinkers, the microbrewery business right now is out of control. There are breweries popping up on a weekly basis in every city. That business is there for the taking. Most of those guys just assume that concrete floor is what they're looking for. They see this product, their chemicals that they use, the brewer standing on it all day long. It works out to their advantage. So it's been really, the last couple of years, the brewery business is huge. Stadiums, food services, ice arenas, we do a ton of stadium work and ice rinks. Our product, the warranty does not get affected by people walking on it with skates. We have ice rinks around that this floor has been down 15 years plus with ice skates walking on it. And it's completely fine. I know there's competitive products out there that their warranty only lasts with people with skate guards. We all know that nobody wears skate guards in those sorts of areas. Spas and resorts, locker rooms. So all of these things that are on here, the indoor pools, are all just, the growth of the product, getting it out there and finding applications where it excels. And the list gets bigger and bigger and bigger. I want to touch on the doggy daycare business. This is a very big opportunity for Protect-All. The doggy daycare business is getting bigger and bigger, and these kennels are getting nicer and nicer. So we are endorsed by a lot of kennel associations. We do a ton of kennel work. where typically it would be cement or it would be maybe an epoxy or a poured floor. What you're getting with this, it goes back to the safe issue, because kennels are always wet. They're always hosing them off because of the odors. Non-porous, in a kennel situation, urine and those things will not leak into the product. So it'll never always smell like that. So it's safer, it's warmer for the pets to lay on in the kennels, and then it's a much, much quieter product. So it really helps with the acoustic values in a kennel situation. The indoor pools and splash pads, another big business. Obviously, safety, kids running on wet floors. This is the softest, safest floor. Should they fall, it's going to be a lot better than landing on a hard surface. So it works very well. High schools, universities, we do a lot of pool work around those areas. Fitness centers with our interlocking tiles, it goes back to the sweat comment that I made earlier. Rubber floors are porous. This is a non-porous floor. So it really appeals to people when they're putting in weight rooms and workout facilities. The interlocking tiles work really well just because of the smell. Obviously, education and government, all those applications are, within the government and education sectors. This is just a quick, brief snapshot of a few of our customers, people that use it around the country. As I said, the commercial kitchen is our strong point. It is the most of our business and the majority of our business. And to kind of tell you guys a little bit of story, how to sell this product. As an example, I was working with a large commercial restaurant company last year, and they had corporately owned 300 plus locations. So one of the first questions I have with clients and end users like this, and I encourage you to use this if you choose to work with this product, ask them, they had a ceramic tile repair budget, and that repair budget was $1,500 a half. So each location, they would budget $3,000 a year for tile repair, grout replacement, broken tiles, things of that nature. With grout, just the bacteria issues that grow, animal fats will break down grout, so then you've got health inspector concerns and things like that nature. So if you took that $3,000 and multiplied it by the amount of restaurants they had, by proposing this product to them, that $1 million just went right back in their pocket. They no longer had to budget that money. That's a huge thing for anybody to hear if they have a repair budget for commercial kitchens. So instantly, they looked at the product. We did a test location, and they went ahead and are now remodeling every one of their restaurants for the next 2 years, tearing out the floors and putting in Protectol. That $1 million conversation is really all it took. And then they saw, obviously, all the benefits for the Protectol flooring. So these types of areas, they're not in all of these restaurants or all of these clients, but they are in a majority of them or a lot of them. Freezers, coolers, behind the bars, in the kitchens, things like that. Some of the big corporate, the Marriott, for instance, Hyatt's, we do a lot of their weight rooms. The product's installed in a lot of their pool areas. NASA is in their big pool area where they do the zero gravity. That's it's a really unique looking installation. We do also, back in the corner there, a lot of the interlocking tile, in the sports facilities in the baseball world. I think St. Louis Cardinal Stadium just got installed. Yankee Stadium, the dugouts. We make a terracotta color in the interlocking tile. They love it for their dugouts because it's the same color as the dirt. So when the TV camera goes into the dugout or shows the players, the terracotta hides the dirt and hides the seeds. So baseball teams love it because it's tougher than nails. Cleats won't affect it and things like that. So just a couple thought starters of where this product can go rather than just the commercial kitchen world. So who's our competitors? Well, the obvious ones that I've already spoke about, so I'll kind of walk through these. Quarry Tile obviously is our number one competitor just because of the nature of the kitchen business. It's interesting. I talk to architects, designers every single day. I ask them, why do you specify quarry tile in commercial kitchens? And nobody has ever given me an answer of why. It's just, they don't know. It's just, that's what goes in commercial kitchens. But there's no real answer for it. So it's an easy conversation. It's an easy proposal to have with someone, because more than likely they might not know about the Protect-All flooring. Your installation cost per square foot, $8 to $13. Most quarry tile jobs in a commercial application should be using epoxy grout. 90% of them don't, because they want to save money. And what happens? The animal fats just break down the grout. The tiles get loose. They pop and break. Happens. I see it every single day. The coefficient of friction for quarry tile, 70 dry, 60 wet. Quarry tile gets more unsafe as it gets wet. Ours gets better. And then also, as you can see, every kitchen that I've ever been into, there's a puddle. Regardless of what restaurant it is, it's always damp in there. Some versions are very inexpensive. Class A fire rating, the obvious. Some cons about quarry tile, where the big pro would be the cost, I think. It is porous. It absorbs odors. It absorbs all the bacteria and the animal fats and the blood that goes into that grout. That does not get cleaned, nor does it get removed. So they're pretty nasty. It is a hard surface, so people standing on it every day. It is loud and it is slippery. So that's our number one competitor. That's your number one position in the business that you're going to go after using Protect-All, like our dealers are currently doing it. The number two one is obviously a poured epoxy floor, a resinous floor. These can go anywhere from cost. I've seen them extremely cost effective, up till $20 a square foot. So these are all square foot prices. Same sorts of things happen. Coefficient of friction obviously is not as good as the Protect-All flooring. Their biggest pro, I think, is the multicolor option. So you can see some really good looking poured epoxy floors that are very shiny. They look terrific. We don't have that option. We have solid colors. So that is a conversation that comes up a lot. We are working on a speckled product, but that's for next year. Most of the time, I'll see an epoxy floor, and you'll see the wear patterns within a couple years. It'll start to flake. It'll start to chip. If it's poured too thick areas, there's any movement under expansion joints, you'll see cracks. It's not an easy fix for epoxy floors. Once it starts chipping away, it's really difficult to take the time to then remove that floor, grind it down, and put another flooring down. So with the Protect-All flooring, obviously, once it's down, it's down. Epoxy is very popular. That is going to be an easy conversation to have with people when you start talking about the safety properties versus Protect-All. One walk in a kitchen, you could probably point out a couple different areas that are failing on a epoxy floor with the cracks or chips and things of that nature. So where do we stand versus these two guys? Our installation costs anywhere from $10 to $15. Sometimes it can be higher. So we are not the cheapest solution, but we're competitive, especially with the epoxy world. But then there's another thing to consider here. Those installations costs, we have in the commercial kitchen with a rapid weld system, and we'll kind of go through the system here in a minute. That installation cost includes custom drain rings. We actually manufacture drain rings for every single project. They're made specifically for that job, for that kitchen, for that kennel, or whatever drain it may be, a trough drain, round, oval, squared, it doesn't matter. So that installation cost includes those drain rings. It includes the base, which is a 6-inch high rolled base. It includes the adhesives. It includes the trim pieces, the transition strips. So if you look at maybe $8 for quarry tile, then you're adding in all the trim and accessories, things like that. Same thing with the epoxy floors. So the value is actually in the entire system, where I have seen projects out there that were sold at $16 a square foot, but it still included everything. So there was still value even in the $16 a square foot product. Obviously, the coefficient of friction, I keep touching on that because it is a very strong thing in the commercial world when you're looking at safety of flooring. We are slip resistant. It is comfort. The non-porous, stain resistant, that's also huge. When you look at applications like car dealers, things like that, that use our product, the non-porous is normally why it's a very tough product. Obviously, cars, forklifts can drive over this stuff, but gas, oil, things like that, it won't stain it and they can wipe it up. We currently do a ton of, we do a lot of the NASCAR trailers. We do snowmobile trailers, all types of applications like that that use this product just because of that reason. They can drive the cars and trucks on it, and anything that leaks on it, they know they can clean up. So that's a big thing. The noise reduction, obviously, the softer floor causes that. The story behind it, as we spoke, a lot of people like to hear that. It is a very powerful story. The reduced seams, that's really when you're going against a quarry tile application. We've got pictures on our website that there's an image that represents seams in a quarry tile kitchen application versus protect-all application. So fewer seams, less maintenance, and no bacteria growth. Those are big things. Cons for us, the no raise patterns. Color is a con, but I took that off the slide this year because the R&D that we're doing on the new product that's going to come out with the multicolors and speckles. Really what that product is really for is going to be more of the pool areas, the university work, things like that, the weight rooms, locker rooms, and stuff like that. So a team or a brand will have their color speckle in it. Alternate cleaning methods. We recommend just simple green and a scrub brush on our product. The simple green, the reason why we do that, and we show in our videos, we show cleaning, the way to clean our floor, kitchen application, is two things. One, it is a degreaser product that's fully organic. We know that it works well on our product, and when we show getting squeegee down the drain, we don't want to show anything that's not organic going down the drain. So we do that for that reason. And like I said, it just works. Everyone seems to be very happy with it. It'll take the grease right off the floor in the kitchen, and it brings the floor right back to new. So you'll get all of your slip resistance back, the color back, things like that. But it always comes down to cost. We all know that. So if you look at the labor time of a Protect All project versus some of these other projects, your square foot price you might think might be a little bit more, but your labor cost is going to go down significantly. You're going to make up for the price. So now you've got a more cost-effective product that you're going to propose to your clients or to, you know, an end user or something like that. So that's one way to think about that. This is the Rapid Weld gun. So the Rapid Weld, and I encourage everyone on the call or later on, we have some great videos on our website or on YouTube. If you just YouTube Protect All Rapid Weld, it'll show the cost effective and the time savings versus like a heat weld situation. There's instructional videos. It'll go a much deeper dive into the product of what it is. That's what the cartridge and the application gun looks like. That's the kit that's sold through our distributors for Rapid Weld projects. The Rapid Weld, the cure time is up to 15 minutes. It's usually about 8 minutes. Why that's important is when the flooring goes down and all the seams are welded, within 10 minutes they're rolling their traffic, their equipment, their furniture, whatever, right back into the room. So your downtime is extremely low. With the kitchen work, a lot of it's done in stages, after hours, you know, a third of a kitchen a night for 4 nights. So it's really important that that floor is cured, ready to go, and they're up and running like nothing happened the next morning or the next lunch. Shelf life of our Rapid Weld is 1 year. It does come in the different colors, dark gray, light gray, black, terracotta, brown, and now blue is new. We do have a blue floor with the blue rapid weld. So why not use one color is because these are 5x8 sheets that are installed in a staggered pattern. So by putting the same color weld into the floor, it just makes it look like a monolithic floor. The seams just disappear and it almost looks like a poured floor. So that is a little bit about the rapid weld. But I do, like I said, please go to the website and look at some of the videos to get a really clear picture of how it works. It's pretty unique. It's very, very quick, very, very efficient, and it creates that watertight seam that's unbreakable. So the bond strength is really something we're proud of. Within our company, where I touched on earlier, the marketing with the BDCs, our tech guys, our marketing support is just as impressive, I feel. What we supply to our dealers, our distributors, our clients, anybody that's out there. We have an architectural binder, obviously, that goes in all the architects that are available to everyone to bring in corporate brochures that we've attached the PDF on the right-hand side of your screen. That's one of the handouts, the downloads. You can just download that corporate brochure if you already have it. So the feature and benefit sheets are something very unique, and I'm happy to get everyone on the call, on the list. Once a month, we'll do a feature and benefit sheet that'll highlight a particular application with live pictures, a description, how it was used, things like that come out once a month. So that's really good because what it's done is just as much for us as for our clients out there. It's brought new applications and new areas to where this product will work just by people suggesting, hey, we just put this in this area, so we'll do the application, the feature application sheet, almost like a mini case study, and then it goes out to everybody in the industry. So those are really nice to be able to use to your advantage. 2-minute fact sheets, the feature and benefit sheet is great. That's in the corporate brochure booklet. So it just gives you a quick snapshot of why this floor is good and what is beneficial about it to your end user, to your clients. That is the cleaning brochure. It's another product, fact product, kind of one sheet paper. Shows an application, a little bit more about it. So there's things like that. Everyone has good marketing at this day and age. There's a ton of good stuff out there on the website. So I encourage everyone to kind of take a look at that stuff. Our new website got revamped about 6 months ago. It's easy to navigate. The best thing about this is if you look on the screen there, we've got a material calculator. So this is the greatest thing that we've put on our website in a very, very long time. It's brand new. Please go to this. So what it allows you to do is if you click on the material calculator, it'll open up. You put in your project name. You put in the square foot, your estimate of your square foot. Let's say it's 6,000 square feet. And then it's going to ask you just for the lineal feet of base. So if there's 900 lineal feet of wall base, those are the 3 things it asks. And then you hit calculate. It'll actually print out a PDF or generate a PDF where you can print out of a material list of protectile that you're going to need for that job. As far as how much adhesive you're going to need, how much rapid weld, how much base, how many trim pieces. The only thing it's not going to have, obviously, is the drain rings, which you can figure those out when you get, on the site visit. But it gives you a pretty good estimate of exactly what this is going to do. That's great for job costing. Being able to go look at a project, get an idea, get in your car before you get back to the office, you already know where you can price this job out or what this job's going to cost. So that's brand new. Please get on. We launched that this year in Surfaces, at Surfaces in Vegas this year, and huge response. People are loving it. The sales force out there is using it every day to generate more work quicker, more efficiently, so higher profit margins. The trainer and install network, the rollout, how we work with the distribution around our country. When we do or open a new distributor, we do sort of a rollout package where we'll invite the business development person, the regional manager will come down, and it's a full day of training and one-on-one where everyone's assigned a business development individual inside of our office for everything that is needed as a dealer or as a distributor. That introduction is made, and it gets to be a very personal relationship, and it works really well. They have their direct line. They get to call them. They get to access any of their marketing, any of their questions, any concerns, job references, tech support. It's all part of the rollout for our trained installer network and our distributors. Inventory on hand instantly. Trade shows and open houses, we do those for dealers, we do those for clients, we do those for distributors. We're at trade shows. Protectile is represented in more trade shows than I can even tell you about how busy that part of our business is. But we love doing open houses. We love doing product demonstrations as regionals, as our tech guys. We're always there traveling around the country to help people out, to get them in front of the product, to explain how it works. So that support is what we do. The communication, like I said, you're going to have an individual inside the internal office that will be your point person at all times. So it's always the same person, and it's just a phone call away or an email away. The samples and literature are available on our website. You can call in. You can call individuals like myself, say, hey, can you overnight this stuff to me? We're happy to do so. As long as it's before 3 p.m., I can get anything anywhere in 24 hours. So it's just another part of what we do just to become that partner rather than just a manufacturer or a vendor of yours. So that kind of concludes a snapshot of Protectol, Oscoda Plastics. I love to open up the floor now to anyone with questions. I really appreciate your time and hanging in there with me. Kelly?
Great, thanks, Ryan. We actually have a question that Doug sent in, and he was wondering what's involved in the certification of installers.
So the certification, basically they come up to Oscoda, Michigan on a Tuesday evening. They work from about 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. on Wednesday, and then 8 a.m. till around noon on Thursday, and then they're free to go. There's a cost of about $250 per person. I take care of their lodging and their food while they're there, but that individual is responsible for the transportation and the fee of the class. So it's a full, comprehensive, hands-on training program where they learn how to install this in all different areas, every aspect of it, kind of the tricks from the tech service guys, and then they also see what tools are going to be needed. With the Rapid Weld, the floor router is required, so that's a small investment if someone doesn't have one. And then the Rapid Weld gun, obviously you have to have a Rapid Weld gun to do the project. The Rapid Weld guns, I think they're about $600 for the kit, is what most distributors I think are retailing them for. But it's a day and a half of hard work, but it's great. It's always been well received. I've done the class. I've hosted the class. It's terrific. And then with that, you get your certification. You're able to go out then, bid, and go out for Rapid Weld jobs. Something I should explain, any dealer, anybody out there can purchase our Protectol products from our distributors. If it's the interlocking tiles, or let's just say it's a direct glue installation where the Rapid Weld is not needed because there's not a moisture issue or water, standing water. If it is a Rapid Weld project, unless you are on the factory train list, you can't even get pricing for that project. That's how it works.
Great, okay. Doug, if you need additional clarification, please let us know. But Ryan, we have another question. This one came from Mike, and he wants to know, if I have a group I want trained, can you come to our location?
Yeah, we do that all the time with our tech guys, just with being efficient in the cost. if you have, let's say, 3 crews, there's 6 people that want to get trained, yeah, we can host that in your location, in your facility. What it requires out of you as the host is we have some mock-ups that would need to be built where the training will be on the mock-ups. But we have the blueprints for those. They're very inexpensive. It's some 2x6s and 4x plywood. But we have the material list of what would it take. But as long as you have 6 guys, that training class can be arranged. The guys will come down, and that'll be a 1-day course. It'll be a full long day, but we'll bring in food for the guys, and we'll do it right in your facility.
Great, thanks. Again, Mike, if you need additional clarification, please let us know. Okay, Ryan, while we're waiting for any additional questions to come in, are there common questions that you get asked about the Protect-All flooring?
Yeah, obviously the most common question is how much does this cost? So that's always the number one. The number 2 is how long will this last? So like I said, we have a 10-year manufacturer's warranty on the product. With someone that goes through a training class, they learn how to use the Rapid Weld, how to install this as a system. The system's not going to fail. It will last forever, in quotes, but it truly will. So that's, people want to see the system. Another question is, really comes down to, well, does this floor need to be Rapid Weld, or can I just butt seam it together? Our flooring is beveled at 1-degree bevel on the edges. So when you do a butt seam installation where you're not using Rapid Weld, you're just staggering out the seams and epoxying it. It's a 2-part epoxy. I did not go into that. I'm sorry. That the floor is laid in. It is pretty watertight because of that bevel. The epoxy comes up to the seams. But if there is a drain, if there is a kitchen area or something like that where floods are prone to happening, it needs to be Rapid Weld. It's always better to have that floor welded together. In a garage installation, things like that, the direct glue or the interlock tiles is more than that, more than fine. But those are the kind of the 3: the price, longevity, and should it be Rapid Welded or not.
Okay, thank you, Ryan. Speaking of the Rapid Weld, Teresa wanted to know if there's an odor with the Rapid Weld.
Yeah, there is an odor with the Rapid Weld. It is a 2-part epoxy as well, a resin and a hardener. So there is an odor. I guess the good thing, or the only good thing, I guess, about the odor is because the Rapid Weld cures so quickly, the odor does not last long on a project, but it is recommended it has to be a ventilated area, windows open with that weld. But we do a lot of hospital work. I've seen a lot of installations out there that people are very conscious about the smell and the chemicals and things like that. So it is a concern. My recommendation is to, if feasible, put some Rapid Weld out so the client or the location can get an idea of what they're going to be dealing with.
Okay, thank you, Ryan. Here we have another question from Will. On the topic of the Rapid Weld, are you required to wear a respirator per OSHA minimum standard?
No.
Okay, that was an easy one.
Yep.
Okay. And another question from Mike. Is there a cleanup process for the Rapid Weld?
Yeah, so on the installation process, what you'll see on the videos on the site, after the floor is set down in the epoxy, rolled, 150-pound roller, 100-pound roller, you use your floor router to route out all the seams. Part of the material list that comes with the whole system is seaming tape. So they tape the seams, and the center of the tape is perforated. So that gets pulled out. The Rapid Weld gets applied with the Rapid Weld gun, which is like an oversized electric caulk gun. The seams are then filled with the Rapid Weld, and then someone behind them has a putty knife that comes with the kit and kind of flattens out that weld. That weld then, where it spreads, is going to go onto the tape that was applied. You just pull up the tape and it's done. So it's very quick. Should rapid weld get on the floor, let's say too much was in when they smoothed it out and it went off the tape, it just needs to be cleaned up quicker within a couple minutes, or it'll be on the floor forever. So, but we make the whole installation process is as efficient as possible, where the cleanup is a part of the application. So it kind of all works together. So once the weld is down, you pull the tape up and you're walking away. The floor will be fine in about 8 minutes.
Great. Thanks, Ryan. Again, Mike will, if you need additional clarification, please go ahead and type it in the box. If there's any additional questions, go ahead and enter them now. We have just a few more minutes. Ryan, while we're waiting for our additional questions, is there anything else you'd like to add?
No, I again thank everybody for joining us and learning about Protect All. We are always looking for new individuals, new dealers to come on board and become Protect All trained all over the country. We have more work than we have certified guys out there. So the lead thing in the business that's pushed to our dealers is a very, very real thing. There's a lot of value because the product, it is 20 years old, but because it's really not that known, it's not that popular, I guess, out in the marketplace. It gives our dealers a very huge advantage to go out there and propose this project to their clients that they've probably never seen it before. And then with the Protect All standard products, 80% of our work is really with restaurant groups and big food chains across the country that are standardized on Protect All product. When you have Protect All bids that are out in the market, only licensed or only trained individuals can even bid on those projects. So if you look at your marketplace and nobody's been through certification training and you do it now, you've got the Protect All business in your region. 100% of it all goes to you. So there's a huge benefit in doing this, to have that unique product and be the only one out there that can install it or bid it.
All right. Thanks, Ryan. We don't have any additional questions at this time, but if you think of any additional questions that you'd like to ask Ryan or about the Protect All product, you can always email me, and I'd be happy to forward the questions to Ryan. In addition to that, we will be sending out Ryan's contact information in our follow-up email. With that, as we're getting to the top of the hour, I'd like to close our session. We would like to thank Protect All Flooring for sponsoring today's webinar. There's a lot of information, great information there. Thanks, Ryan, for presenting it. You did a great job. If you'd like more information, again, you can go to protectallflooring.com. That's protect-allflooring.com, and they have a great website. You can check out their calculator that Ryan mentioned on there. We'll send you a copy again of the presentation slides along with a link to the recording once it's available, so you can go ahead and watch this presentation again. And just a reminder that the recording of this webinar will also be housed on the FCIC website for the entire month of April. It will be on our YouTube channel where you can access it anytime. And also, if you log into the FCICA Member Center, for those FCICA members on our webinar today, you can get on our Member Center and you can access all of our webinars there. So you can watch any of our sessions there. And for our certified installation managers, again, this webinar and all FCIC webinars may be credited toward your continuing education requirements for your SIM renewal. Consult your SIM handbook or the SIM page on the website for renewal details. And of course, you can always contact me, Kelly at FCICA.com, if you have any questions about your SIM renewal or if you'd like more information about the SIM program. And if you're interested in sponsoring an FCICA promotional educational webinar, you can also contact me at my email address, Kelly at FCICA.com. And again, thanks so much for joining us today. Have a great day.
Thank you so much.